using our aromatherapy toolkit today. I have so much information. I can't wait to get in and share different ideas and strategies around just really supporting yourself and others who are going through this just very human, very real experience of grief. It ebbs and it flows. It's with us. It's a part of life. So we're going to talk about it today. And we're going to talk about different essential oils and aromatherapy items that can really help support you or someone you love as you're going through something like this, because it's really important to nurture yourself during an event like this. So we would love to have you weigh in the comments here in this event. I would love to know, over the last week or so, we've been really talking about different ways to support ourselves with periods of depression. Now inside of our Natural Living Club, sponsored by Aroma and Aromatics, we're talking about different ways and different ideas that our members have for supporting ourselves during times of grief. So if you could just pop in, for the benefit of those who aren't a member of our Natural Living Club, if you could just pop into the chat, what is one thing, either from something in your life, in your own experience, or something you've learned inside of our Natural Living Club discussion thread, what is one thing you would like to share with the whole world in terms of something? Maybe it's an oil, maybe it's getting out in nature, maybe it's a specific book, maybe it's a routine, maybe it's just being more in connection with a community or with friends. Just pop that in to the chat so we can just really nurture each other and be there for each other now, if you're going through something now, or in the future when grief might pop up, or something might happen that creates grief. And we're going to talk about different types of grief in our presentation together. And the essential oil recipes that I've put together for you are more for that intense time right after, during grief, that you really need that intense support. And we'll talk about ways to layer into more lighter grief, or to bring yourself out of that as we go through our presentation today. But these recipes are really for that acute time for either yourself or someone in your life who's going through something, either personally or they're supporting someone else in their life with grief. So I would love to, again, say hello to you. We're going to do a little bit of a couple minutes of welcome. I want to spend some time with you in the comments, and then we're going to go into our first recipe together. And those of you in our Natural Living Club, you can find the PDF of recipes under the Classroom tab right there, available for you, so that you're able to save those recipes for when you need them. Maybe you need them right now, maybe you need them down the road. So I want to say hello for a little bit, and I would love to see in the comments again, if you could do me a huge favor, like this video, subscribe to our channel, and pop in a suggestion for grief support or something that's really stood out to you inside of our natural living discussions, whether it's your own or something someone else said that prompted a positive reaction for you, in terms of, I'm going to remember that if I'm ever going through grief, or I'm going to recommend that for someone. So hello, Elizabeth. She is saying to connect to nature and to melt into where we are from. I love that. I love that so much. You know, home can be a person. Home can be a cookie recipe. Home can be a place. It can be a forest. It can be a routine. We all have our different sense of this. And so I love that idea of connecting to nature and melting into those things that really nurture us and nourish us. I know for me, sometimes when I'm going through something really heavy, I'll either read or watch a version of Anne of Green Gables. It's just so grounding to me. It reminds me of the best parts of being a kid. I read those books and watched those movies when I was so young, such a formative age. That's something that I'm drawn to, that can really help provide a deep sense of comfort in home. And I know we all have our own version of this. Hello, Lynn. It's nice to have you here. Hello, Dafina. Thank you for joining today. Hello. And Mina, big thank you for being here and for all of the service you do to our student community and our live community here, with all of the things you're talking about and answering. Karen is not with me today. She is on her way back. She's been with some dear close friends who are going through their own deep grief right now. And one of our dear friends is transitioning at the end of her life. And so Karen's been there for a couple of weeks, just being of service and of nourishing and helping. And my mom is the best ever in those sorts of situations. So she's been a huge help, and she's now returning. She's driving. She should probably be crossing the Montana border right about now. And so if she has service as she's driving, she's going to be joining us. She won't be able to respond, but she's here with us, either in spirit or in the comments or watching. So thank you so much, Mom, for doing that. Hello, Sunseeker. Thank you for being here, Anne. Home is where no one judges you. I love that. I love that so much. You can just really either put feelings out or you can compartmentalize them. You know, we have one of our family members is my Aunt Aura. It's my grandma's sister, her youngest sister, Aura Lee. She's an amazing force in our family and someone I just love dearly. She's in her 80s. She's so full of energy and life. And she teaches me all kinds of things about how to deal with life, the good, the bad, the ugly, all of it. I can have real frank conversations with her. And she's in her late 80s. She's lost so many people. She's lost her husband. She's lost a child. She's gone through great pain and great loss. As a family, we had probably back in 2015, a good year where we lost a lot of members right around then. It was really hard. We all banded together. And my Aunt Aura said something really important, and I put it on the PDF for you inside of the Natural Living Club for you to print off. My Aunt Aura has always said to me and all of us, it's important to visit your pain, important to visit your grief, but don't live there. Visit your grief, be with it, sit with it, deal with it, but then go play tennis, go make a blackberry pie, go out and watch the sunrise, go do those things because you're alive and you want to be alive and you want to be that life force for those around you. But it's also important not to shove those grief feelings aside. It's important to sit with them and to be with them and to move and ebb and flow with them. That's a very important thing to do. We don't want to shove them down or push them aside. That creates anxiety and depression. We want to take those feelings. We want to do something productive with them. And sometimes that's experiencing them and just crying and sitting in the pain. Other times it's taking them, taking action, going on a hike, going to the museum, going to the soft restaurant opening, whatever it might be in your world that gives you life. That's what is so important to do. So hello, Sally. Nice to have you here. Hello, Diane. I love that. So Diane is saying that she speaks their name daily during prayer, carries conversations with them. You know, inside of our Natural Living Club, I'm just going to take you over and show you. We have a thread growing, or yeah, that's the way to say it. We have a thread growing right now where, I'll maximize that for you. We have a thread growing all about grief support. And a lot of our members are so knowledgeable on so many levels. Either they're experts in aromatherapy, in some aspect of wellness. All of our members are so loving and sharing and giving when it comes to wisdom. And we have over 300 comments of people sharing advice with what's worked for them when it comes to deep grief, support, and loss. And as we talked about earlier on, grief can be the loss of a person in terms of the death and dying experience. It can also be a change of relationship. It can be the end of a relationship. It can be the loss of a pet or a loss of a neighbor. It can be anything. And I know Marcy was saying, I was reading the comments before going live, we're losing heroes in the world right now. We lost Ozzy Osbourne this week, and that's for some of you a huge thing. Music can just touch our souls, and the people who provide art to us are huge and instrumental and have been with us. And so when we lose someone, even if we don't know them, but they're a big force in our life and they have been for a long time, like Ozzy Osbourne, that creates a deep sense of loss. And so there's all different types of grief when it comes to ourselves and just being human and accepting and dealing with that. So over in our Natural Living Club, if we could just hop over there to that screen, we've got members who are just putting in different suggestions, and a huge thread throughout all of these 300 suggestions is getting out into nature, getting out into the ocean, going out into a park. If you're living in a town or a city, just really surrounding yourselves, going out and looking up at the stars, whatever it might be, standing in the sun. Nature is such a healing force. Taking off your shoes, putting your toes in the grass, whatever it might be, is so grounding and so important. And I included this quote by Vicki Harrison, and I love it so much. Grief is like the ocean. It comes on waves, ebbing and flowing. Sometimes the water is calm, And sometimes it is overwhelming, and all we can do is learn to swim. And by learning to swim, it means giving ourselves strategies and support and love and grace during these periods of time. And I have 3 beautiful essential oil recipes that you can add to your toolkit that will really help you through that process, or you can make them up and give them to someone else who's going through a deep period of loss and is experiencing those feelings of grief. We have at least 5 different essential oils. Before our presentation today, just getting set up, I kept running out into our warehouse here at Aromatics International and grabbing different products because I was like, oh, I really need to mention, for example, our co-distilled rose geranium. I really need to mention, we're going to be talking about Rose Absolute, but I really want to talk about Rose Auto a little bit. So I have all sorts of products I'm surrounded by that are more than just 5 key essential oils to help you through grief support. So I want to really touch on all kinds of things to just help you or a friend or a family member when you're going through something like this. So if you're not yet a member of our Natural Living Club, we would love to invite you to become a member. We would love for you to contribute to the conversation on grief support and the other conversations we have going on. It's $24 a year. And with that, you get an incredible community, so supportive, as well as other free classes that aren't available to the public. I'll tell you a little bit about that at the end of our program today. We have some new series coming up just for our Natural Living Club members. And we give our members PDFs that go along and pair with these free live events. So all kinds of reasons to join. So please come join us over at the Natural Living Club. We've got a link either in the description where you're watching and walking. And we also have a link that we're pinning to the top here in chat. Okay, so let's go to our very first blend that we're going to be making today. And this is an inhaler blend. And this particular inhaler blend is called Steady Through the Storm. Now, again, the oils that I chose to work with and the recipes I chose to put together are really supposed to be, I formulated them specifically when it comes to the fresh part of grief. It's just happened, or it's about to happen, or it's happening. You're in that period of transition emotionally. And these oils are really heavy hitting, supportive, big hug oils to help you through this process. So the very first recipe we're going to put together today is called Steady Through the Storm Inhaler Blend. Now, I chose a yellow inhaler because I love that yellow is bright and cheery, and I thought, why not go with something that is uplifting in terms of our color therapy as well? And when you get more into chakra support and healing yourself and really paying attention to your chakras, color therapy is also something that's important to pay attention to. And when you look at certain colors, when you're feeling certain ways, it can also help. So the aroma and the color combined when you're choosing your inhaler can be pretty significant in terms of what you're blending for with your inhaler. I chose yellow because it's uplifting and it's sunny, and I wanted that to pair with the blend that I'm going to make with you right now. So I'm going to take this inhaler. I'm going to pop in my polyester wick into the inhaler, and I'm going to work with 3 different essential oils, and I'll tell you more about these oils as we go through our presentation together. We're going to start with 8 drops of vetiver. I love our vetiver. Now, I have had the opportunity, Karen's been in the car, and she has been traveling, so she has been a captive audience. So I got to just ask her question after question after question, as she is the individual who is in interaction with all of our distillers and product suppliers here at Aromatics International. So our vetiver is from India, and there's different types of vetiver. Now, she promised that she wants to be the one to tell you about a very brand new vetiver that we're getting in the very near future. It's more of a green vetiver, so I'm not going to say anything about that vetiver. I want to tell you about the vetiver we have, which is a dark vetiver. There are light vetivers and there are dark vetivers, and then there's the green vetiver. And this particular vetiver, she smelled countless samples from all over the world, and this is her very favorite vetiver when it comes to this beautiful, grounding, well-balanced aroma. It's on the dark vetiver scale. It's from India, and every country that distills vetiver, the aroma of that oil is dramatically different from each other. And this vetiver comes from India. It is rich, it is soothing. It is so grounding. And if you know about vetiver and the plant part that it comes from the roots. And these roots, after this presentation, Google it if you haven't, vetiver roots, they grow, it's a grass, vetiver is a grass, and the root system grows deep down into the earth, and it can go 8-10 feet down, sometimes more. And they're carefully dug up. And that is what creates our vetiver essential oil. And if you've been with us for a while now, or you're in our certification program, or you're a clinical aromatherapist who studied with us over at the Aroma Head Institute, you know that we love blending by plant part, as well as chemical component, as well as aroma. So the plant part is really important in that the action it does for the plant, it will do for us therapeutically and energetically. So vetiver roots are so grounding that the oil, therapeutically and energetically, is also so grounding. And sometimes when you are going through periods of deep grief, it's hard to sit still. It's hard to eat. Sometimes you're up, you're sweeping, you're doing half a load of laundry or forgetting it's in the wash. You are all over because it's hard. Maybe we all handle grief differently. It can be hard to sit still, or it can be hard to move. We all handle it differently. So vetiver is so grounding. It helps our mind calm. It helps us ground. It allows us to take deeper breaths. So we're going to start by putting 8 drops of vetiver in our inhaler. All right, here we go. There's a little bubble. It's a little on the thicker side, so sometimes we just have to coax vetiver out of here. Okay. I am going to hand this over to my, nope, I'm just going to take it out like this. I got it. Sometimes you have to when an oil has been sitting long enough. I'm going to pass this over. My amazing brother is running the show today. Oh, perfect. And just a side note, my nephew Roscoe turned 4 today. I'm so excited to celebrate his life with the whole family later today. Karen will be here, and she will be... Okay, now something that's really cool. We have this brand new tool, and it's specifically made for moments like this. So thank you, Jaren. And you can take the orifice reducer off. Now, sometimes when an oil is super thick, you need to do that. And so I am going to go ahead and there we go. I'm just going to make sure. Now, if I had all the time in the world, I would really problem solve what's going on and clear out that orifice reducer. But since I don't, since we're live together on this amazing event, I am going to just carefully drop in and estimate my 8 drops. It's so resinous. There we go. That's it. It's so resinous that's just what happens. I'm going to put this aside. And this vetiver has been with me many weeks now, and I've been smelling it and formulating with it. So I'm going to pop a new orifice reducer on when I get back into the workshop after this. Okay, so I've got my 8 drops of vetiver in there. Now, if you were at home and experiencing this, and if I was able to run out and grab one, we have a special dropper that I would have taken and dropped 8 drops of oil in. I just wanted to estimate because we're live and I have so much information I want to share with you. So I want to keep the show rolling, but I want you to know what I would do if I was problem solving in my own aromatherapy kitchen or if I'm formulating out in our workshop. Okay. Oh, that smells so good. And you know what you can do too? If you're really drawn to a specific oil, you can make an inhaler for yourself or someone around you. You can do a single oil inhaler and there's nothing wrong with that. It's a beautiful, beautiful oil all on its own. It's very vetiver forward. I suspect I got more than 8 drops and I'm just loving that so much. Okay, so now we're going to put in our 4 drops of sweet marjoram. I'm going to hop back over to my comments really quick. If sweet marjoram is a new oil for you, it can be a more unique oil. If you could pop in a 1 into the chat, if sweet marjoram is a new oil for you, pop in a 1 to the chat. Now, our sweet marjoram either comes from, Karen has 2 distillers she works with, Egypt or South Africa. Right now, we are working with an oil from Egypt. It's in the mint family. It's beautiful. It's herbaceous. It's spicy. And I'm going to tell you why I want sweet marjoram in this inhaler blend in just a moment. So I'm going to put in my 4 drops of sweet marjoram or marjoram, depending on colloquial how you say it. I say marjoram. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Now, just with the vetiver and the sweet marjoram, that is a grounding, uplifting, really supportive blend. Just the two oils by themselves are just a wonderful inhaler blend. And I am going to take it to an even more supportive place by adding in 2 drops of Rose Absolute. 2 drops of Rose Absolute. Oh, I love rose. There have been times in life that I've gone through incredible change or loss, or I'm in a deep place of grief. And for me, and everyone is different, for me, I'm always reaching for rose during those times. Now, there's a difference between Rose Auto and Rose Absolute, and I'll tell you about that a little bit later in our event together. But I'm going to put in my 2 drops of Rose Absolute. Here we go. It's coming out. It's got a little air bubble this time. That's why that's happening. Here we go. We've got it. Oh, I just love that so much. It is absolutely beautiful. Now, pun intended, I guess. Rose Absolute is different than Rose Auto. So Rose Absolute is solvent extracted. Rose, it takes a tremendous amount of plant material to craft even 1 drop of our beautiful essential oil. Now, oils that are solvent extracted, it is usually ethanol, and it's working with plant material that is organic or organically crafted, like our Rose Absolute. So you're still getting that organic plant material, and it's solvent extracted, so you get a higher yield from your plant material, and the solvent evaporates off. So there's no trace of the solvent in your particular essential oil that has been extracted in that particular way. The Rose Auto that we have right here, it is completely steam distilled. There's no solvent involved. So depending what you're blending for and what your price point is and how much you want to spend, that can help you determine which rose you want to reach for. The Rose Absolute is a more affordable option, and you're still getting the benefit of rose, which is a beautiful option. And of course, Rose Auto is gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous in that it is not solvent extracted, so it's a more concentrated rose, if that makes sense. Oh, it's so beautiful. Both of these oils are absolutely gorgeous, and the big difference is going to be the price point between each of those because of the way it's extracted. It takes fewer roses to craft the Rose Absolute, and so I wanted to mention and use Rose Absolute for this particular inhaler blend. All right, so now I'm going to pop the top on, I'm going to snap on the bottom of this inhaler. It snaps on like that. Then you just want to take it off and really let it do its magic right there. Really inhale deeply. And again, when you're working with your blend and you're using your oils, allow a minute. Don't rush through the process. Allow a minute for your body and your mind to sync up and align when it comes to accepting the power of these plants. Give yourself a minute. Don't go rushing off to keep sweeping, even if you want to stay busy because times are hard. Or if you're on the couch and you can't move, or you're in bed and you can't move, allow your mind to wake up for a minute and really engage with this, depending on how you deal with grief or how the person you're blending for, your client, your neighbor, your friend, family member deals with grief. Make sure you're taking time to say, yes, I want these oils to do what they were formulated to do. I want this blend to work the way it's intended to work. All right, it's a gorgeous blend. It smells beautiful. And now I want to talk to you more about why we chose these particular oils. All right, so let's start with our sweet marjoram. And I'm going to take you over to this particular collection. Now, 80% of the products I'm talking about right now in our time together, whether you're watching live or you're watching the event replay, are here in this collection. I added a few last minute that I'll tell you about in just a minute, but I'm going to go down here. You can find the recipe right there. I'm going to go down here to our sweet marjoram. Now, this is what the plant looks like. It's steam distilled from those beautiful flowers. It comes from Egypt. It has a 4-year shelf life. So sweet marjoram, it has a herbal, slightly spicy aroma, and it is so deeply nurturing and emotionally grounding, especially during periods of intensity, intense change, intense emotions. It can really help when your heart is feeling heavy and you have that immediate heartbreak. It's one of those oils that aromatherapists know to turn to really help with a big healing hug with the person that they're blending for or their own heart when it comes to that deep break. It's really soothing and it's uplifting. It is like that big, gentle hug that really can help. Now, therapeutically, it has some really important benefits, and you can read about those over at aromatics.com, but it's definitely so good to help with pain and intense pain, specifically during like your period or menstrual cycle. So there's all kinds of things that it can help with, but specifically I wanted to bring out the energetics for helping with heart hurt and times of deep grief. So of course you can go and read more about it. There's all kinds of things. If you're new to us over at Aromatics, you can scroll down here. There's suggested uses, safety and shelf life, and of course you can go through and specifically look at the chemical families and the chemical components that really help professional aromatherapists know how to work with this oil. So it's all here. Over on the right-hand side, you can see shelf life, country of origin, the specific batch. So if you have sweet marjoram from 2 years ago, you can actually check the batch and see in your account. You can see different specifics according to that batch. So there's all kinds of information here I wanted you to be aware of if you're new to us or you're new to Aromatics International. And so that is how you navigate that. So I absolutely love working with sweet marjoram for so many reasons. But again, I selected it for this blend to really help with that deep, deep, deep heart relief when it comes to grief and helping with that. Okay. So we've talked about the different roses. They smell a little different, and you would choose, you would work with them in a different way. They're both so good for that deep grief relief. And again, it's different essential oils cost different. They're priced differently, directly depending on how much effort it takes to gather the plant material, how sustainably crafted that plant material is, how much plant material it takes to craft a single drop of oil, and the shelf life of that oil. That's how we determine cost and price of our beautiful essential oils. We want to honor everyone in the supply chain, from the person out harvesting early in the morning to the person who is you, who is getting the oil at your doorstep. And so there's a huge, it's a big, big, big decision every step of the way, because we want to make sure everyone in the process is really benefiting from this particular plant and how it comes to help you therapeutically and energetically. Okay, so we are going to go to our comments really quick. I want to check in and see how you're doing. All right. I know so many people are new to sweet marjoram, and so many people really, really, really love working with sweet marjoram. So I love that. Angie's saying, I like neroli, sandalwood, and bergamot for difficult times. And again, we learn from each other. And I love that we're able to see what works for each of us individually. What works for someone may or may not work for you. These oils have a deep history of being really effective during times of grief specifically. So I wanted to really, I really wanted to highlight them for you. All right, so we're going to go to our second recipe, which is a salt scrub. I love a good salt scrub. Now you could easily make this into a bath soak. This is designed for a shower. When you're in there, it's designed to just help with exfoliation and to just give yourself that beautiful self-care ritual of cleansing and also of letting go. And so these oils and these products are selected specifically with that in mind. Now, this blend is called Heart Pain Release. Heart Pain Release. All right, so we are going to set up for this. I'm going to get out my weight scale here. I've got it tared, although I'm going to tear it again. I'm going to put on my glass bowl Make sure I tear. So we're going to go over to this particular recipe, which you can find in the collection over at Aromatics International. So let's go through that. Up here at the top, Heart Pain Release Scrub. I'm over there at the website. Can you hop over to the website real quick? All right, here we go. We're going to go to this particular recipe and we're going to make it. I'm excited to do this with you. So I'm going to blend my salt and my jojoba, and then I'm going to add in my essential oils. So we are going to start with our salt. Now I love, love, love our pink Himalayan salt. It is sourced in such a beautiful way, and it really helps the community around where this particular salt comes from. All right, so I'm going to put in for this recipe 4 drops of our small grain pink Himalayan salts. I'm going to make sure I am on the right. I'm on grams. I want to be on ounces. There we go. I'm going to put in 4 ounces. And I'll tell you the difference between fine and small grain in just a moment. There we go. I'm almost at 4. There we are. Okay, so small grain is just a little bit bigger than fine grain. That is the difference. And small grain, we have found, most people, it can be too rough on their skin to just use the small grain for a salt scrub. So we like to put in half small grain, half fine grain. Now, both of these salts are also delicious and amazing in your kitchen as well for food and for cooking. Okay, I'm going to put in another 4 ounces of my fine grain pink Himalayan salts. Take that up to a total of 8 in my scale. There we go. Now, one thing that I've found when you're blending for a family or an individual or a client, whoever it might be, who's going through a time of deep grief, I love to give them pre-made blends. Often I found that if you give them essential oils and recipes, they're not going to get around to making them unless they just love essential oils, and that's a gift on a whole nother level. A lot of times when people are going through grief, they need that lasagna in the fridge. They need that inhaler that's already made. They need it to be simple and really easy. They don't want a lot of explanation. It's just a quick thing. So this is a recipe that you could make up and give to a friend or whoever it might be, or yourself, where they don't have to think about it. You just say, all right, next time you're in the shower, just use this. You're going to love it. And I love you. And I hope that you know how much you're supported as you're going through this time. You know, something like that. Okay. So I've got my 4 ounces of pink Himalayan salt. And now I'm going to put in my 2 ounces of jojoba. I'm going to tear that. There we go. I'm going to put in my 2 ounces of jojoba. There we go. Almost. There it is. All right. My 2 ounces of jojoba right there. And now I'm going to take my glass stirring rod. I am going to mix this up. Get this going. Just like that. Get it all in there. Okay, now I'm going to add in my drops of essential oils. And for this particular salt scrub recipe, for these times of deep transition and grief, from whatever the cause might be, we're going to be working with frankincense, Sacra. Again, we're back to our sweet marjoram. We're going to add in, new to us today, thyme chemotype linalool. And then we're going to go back to our 3 drops of our Rose Absolute. So we're going to start with our frankincense Sacra. Now, if you are, you might know, or this might be new to you, there are different types of frankincense in terms of, you have to really pay attention to the Latin name. So we are working with frankincense Sacra. Each of the frankincense frankincenses, like the chamomiles we talked about in an earlier event, they have so many similarities. Let's talk about the similarities first. We've got our frankincense Sacra. We've got our frankincense Frereana. We have our frankincense Carterii, as just 3 examples of what we have here. Now we have another brand new frankincense that's coming in, Serrata, that Karen will talk to you about when she's back with us. So stay tuned for that. That will be a real treat. So frankincense, all of the frankincenses, the frankincense resin is carefully harvested from the frankincense tree. And it's that resin that is steam distilled down to make our beautiful frankincense oil. Now, as you know, it's a really important process. You can't take all of the frankincense resin off of one tree. It can be really detrimental and harmful for the tree. So it's important that the producers who craft frankincense oil really harvest very intentionally. Now, different frankincense groves create our different frankincense oils. So this particular oil, our frankincense Boswellia sacra, oh, it is so skin nourishing. It is so uplifting when it comes to our emotions. And I want to go over and read more about frankincense with you. Let's go over here. I'm going to go up to the top. I'm over Aromatics International, and I'm just going to search frankincense because I want that to be up while I'm talking to you about this. So I'm at frankincense Sacra. And this particular frankincense has the reputation of really being so grounding when it comes to our heart. It's a very meditative oil, and all of the frankincenses are, for sure. The Sacra has an extra reputation of being that place where we can be vulnerable and just really soothe those heart irritations and really help. Now, Karen and I talked for a while this morning about how the frankincense Sacra has that reputation of being even more emotionally supportive, but we both feel as though all of the frankincenses are equally supportive when it comes to our emotions. And again, it's just also your individual how it helps you and your emotions. So, but the frankincense Sacra has that reputation of being even more so. All right. So if you want to read more about where this oil comes from and how you can use it, we've got so much information over here on aromatics.com. Okay. So I'm going to go back over to my recipe, back to my heart pain release. I'm going to put in 12 drops of our frankincense. Ah, it smells so good. Just on its own. It smells so good just on its own. Now we're going to return to our sweet marjoram. Again, it has that really amazing quality of just being there for you. And it has that minty aroma, also an herbaceous sweet aroma. It blends so well with the frankincense. I'm going to put in 10 drops of sweet marjoram. There we go. And then I'm going to do 10 drops of my thyme chemotype linalool. It is a skin nourishing type of thyme. Now, there are different thyme oils, and the clue is you have the CT after the first part of the Latin name. So this is Thymus vulgaris chemotype linalool, and that linalool has the same nurturing, nourishing quality as a lavender or as another oil that is more in the ester family that is so soothing for us. So we're going to use our thyme chemotype linalool in this recipe, and we're going to do 10 drops of thyme. Again, as the other oils we're working with in our grief support kit today, thyme chemotype linalool just has that quality of being so supportive during the grief process. All right, now we're going to do our 3 drops of rose. And this time I'm going to work with Rose Otto because my Rose Absolute, we've been having so much fun in live events. It's getting a little bit low. So I'm going to put in my 3 drops of my beautiful Rose Otto oil. There we go. But you could absolutely use either Rose Otto or Rose Absolute for this particular blend. Okay, so now I am going to mix this up. I want to give it a good mix. Blend, blend, blend. Blend it up. Now, when you are using this in the shower, you just want to take a little bit into your hand. Make sure you are fully you're already wet from water from the shower. Put a little bit in your hand and just really get in there and just scrub. It's such a deep exfoliating process. Your skin will feel so nice and silky smooth. And all of these oils are just going to be that hug you need, that extra hug you need when you're going through something really, really hard in terms of grief, in terms of transition or loss. Now, as with any big acute situation, different people have different reactions. Some people, when they just open a bottle of essential oil like rose, immediately it just releases. And you will see, I've seen this so many times, just tears start to stream down. Other people have a more reserved reaction to aroma, where it just helps. And you can just see muscles release, and you can just see they're able to breathe more deeply. So we all have a different reaction to aroma like this. So if you are, let's say, on the scale of 1 to 10, feeling grief, this might just be everything you need to help you get down to a 2 or a 3. Or if you're at a 10 and it's just really there, this might just get you to an 8. But that's so important, and that's so, so vital to your journey during this grief process. So we all react to aroma differently, and it's important to keep that in mind when you're making these blends to support yourself or to support someone around you. And really, when it comes to getting good, amazing, profound, transformative results with your oils, consistency is what matters. If you just use this blend in your shower just once, that's going to be so beautiful and helpful. But you want to make sure you're interacting with your essential oils consistently throughout the day in different ways. So you would use your inhaler, maybe in the morning as you're waking up. You would use your salt scrub in the shower. You would use different strategies and techniques all throughout your day to really get yourself the support you need from your essential oils and aromatherapy products. Okay, so that is our salt scrub. Now, you're going to want to put this in a container that if it falls in the shower, it's fine. No problem. So there are different options. We have this PET plastic jar that you can put your blend in so that if you do bump it around in the shower, it's fine. You can use whatever container you feel safe having in your shower. If it is glass or clay, just be extra cautious. And because of the jojoba in this blend, the shower is going to be a little bit more slippery. So either make sure if you are living with a bunch of people who use the same shower, just wipe the shower down, communicate, just let them know that the shower is either a little bit more oily, or just really wipe it down with a towel after you're done with your shower. And that will help everyone stay safe in the shower. Okay, so we're going to go ahead. I want to check in on your comments. If you have any questions, please pop those into the comments as well. And again, a big thanks to our entire team and our entire community of folks. I just absolutely love going back through and reading the chat, either while I'm presenting or after the event. So thank you so much for popping all of that in. Okay, I'm going to put this to the side. And we are going to go back. I'm going to look at my notes for a second. So a couple of things about the frankincenses that I wanted to highlight. The frankincenses are also so important for just pain and inflammation reduction, for skincare. Our resins are so beautiful for skincare, and that emotional, meditative grounding. They all are going to be so wonderful for that. And they smell a little bit different depending on what you're looking for. And I love having all of them around because they each come in handy in a different scenario, in a different situation. So there's more to read about and more to learn about on frankincense. So go and do that. All right. Now, those of you who are in our Natural Living Club, you know that we are really getting into a routine, and we're having so much fun doing weekly promotions for our members. So I want to tell you what your weekly promotion is. We have this free gift for you. For any of our Natural Living Club members, you will be getting, if you place an order over at Aromatics International, you'll be getting this free gift of 1 ounce of jojoba with 12 drops of our beautiful frankincense Sacra as a gift, as a free gift, as a thank you. And you can make the blend that we just put together using 1 ounce of your free gift and then an additional ounce of jojoba with an additional, that would be an additional 6 drops of, no, that's all the drops you need for this particular blend because we had 12 drops. So just put in this free gift into the salt scrub we just made, and that takes care of the frankincense drops and half of what you need for jojoba. It also comes with this cute little dropper. And you can use this free gift for anything that you would like. It's also beautiful on its own to just help with grounding, pain, inflammation. You can also create a new blend and just blend right into your free gift. So your options are endless when it comes to this free gift. And again, it's the specific frankincense that we're talking about is the frankincense Sacra. That is what is going to come into your free gift when you order. Make sure you're logged in with the same email account, both the email you use for your Natural Living Club membership and the email you use for your Aromatics International account. And then we know to pop this into your box and we'll ship that off to you. So that offer is available starting now through Monday, which is August 4 at midnight Pacific time. So there you go. Usually at Sundays, we just extended it to Monday because we know the weekend is busy and we want you to make sure that you're able to get your free gift. Okay, so we have our very last blend I want to make with you, which is called the Peaceful Harbor Diffuser Blend. And this blend, we are going to be working with something new and something we've already talked about today. So I'm going to bring over my diffuser. I might just move this to the side so you can see it a little bit better. How's that? All right. I love this diffuser so much. It's so beautiful, so easy to use. So I'm going to put in up to the max fill line right here. I'm going to put in some water, and this specific diffuser just takes tap water. Nothing particularly special. Make sure you always look at the manufacturer's recommendations with your diffuser. All right, now we're going to put in our 5 drops. We're back to vetiver. Our 5 drops of vetiver, which I put over here. And again, I'm going to be replacing that orifice reducer. So I'm just going to estimate my 5 drops here. There we go. Oh, it smells so beautiful. Now, I'm going to put in 4 drops of our own Aromatics International blend called Healing Heart Blend. This blend is very special to us. Karen specifically formulated this blend late in 2015, 2016, after her sister passed, my Aunt Janet, who we just loved so much. She's just still such a big part of our lives. And this blend is specifically crafted during times of grief when it comes to losing someone we love through the death and dying process. So it's a gorgeous, gorgeous blend. It has sweet orange, neroli, frankincense, Sacra, and cypress, all beautiful oils for grief support when it comes to losing someone that you love who's transitioning out of this world into whatever is next. Oh, it smells so good. So I'm going to put in 4 drops of Healing Heart Blend. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that with the vetiver, is just a gorgeous combination. I'm just going to smell it. Oh, it smells so good. Now, to take this up just a little bit into an uplifting, really sparkly place, optionally, you can put in 3 drops of lime, and I'm going to do that. Oh, lime is just so gorgeous. So 3 drops of lime. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Oh, it's beautiful. Now, I will say that these oils we selected them in times of really intense feeling and emotion. Now, when you're wanting to visit your pain but not live there, that's when you're going to want to turn to your lavender, to your citruses. And when someone is in the healing process, then you want to mix and match the heavier with the lighter. And again, everyone's journey is going to be different. And whatever aroma you just love, that is going to help you with your grief. That is going to help you through times of intensity as well. All of us turn to different oils when it just really when in different times, and we're drawn to different oils situationally depending on what's going on. Because grief again is so different and it affects all of us so differently. All right, so we've talked about vetiver. Okay, well, we are coming to the end of our time together, but I want to look over if you have any questions or if you have anything that you would like to mention, just pop that into the chat. And I know you've been chatting this whole time while I've been presenting, and I know that Mina's been here and that you've been going back and forth. So I'm just very excited that you are here and that you are open to learning different strategies to help with grief support, whether you're going through it right now or whether it ebbs and flows. I know I have a really good friend who her little boy is probably 9 years old now. And she was telling me, we were talking about grief about a year ago. And she was telling me that her little boy, he was a twin. So she had twins. She was pregnant with twins. And one of the pregnancies wasn't viable. So they had to discontinue. It just wasn't going to work out. He just had too many life-challenging issues. So she said that whenever her son has a milestone, it can hit her differently. Like if he's at a birthday party or he's at his birthday party, it just hits her differently. She's so happy. She's so in the moment, but also it's like, oh, I wish that both of my kids were here to experience this. So we were just talking about how grief can come just out of the blue and just be there and then dart away, or how it can just sit with her for different periods of time. And I know we all experience, grief differently. Again, it really does ebb and flow, as we all know. And so I just want to encourage you to reach for the oils as that grief ebbs and flows. Different aromas, different times of year, different situations or movies or songs can get us, right? And so reach for those oils, reach for the recipes that we've just made together during those times where you just need a little something extra, even if it's been a long time since that initial grief experience. You still need that deep hug, no matter how long it's been situationally, as we all know, if you've experienced that deep grief. Okay. A couple of things I wanted to go over to before we're completely done. We have our Natural Living Club winners from last week. I just wanted to say congratulations. Now, last week we talked about depression. We looked at 3 different essential oils for depression, or we looked at 3 different recipes for depression support. We also looked at 5 key oils for depression relief. So up here in Natural Living Club, you can search different key terms and you can look at different threads that have occurred when it comes to depression support, or whatever it is you're searching for. So I just wanted to give a big congratulations to Bonnie, to Gabriella, and to Amy, who were our awardees last week of our $25 gift card to go shop at Aromatics International. Now this week, we have the very same thing going. Those of you who are popping in your ideas and support when it comes to grief support, as you know, this coming Monday morning, I'll select 3 comments, and it's really hard to do that. I do it quick and randomly because I want everyone to win. I select 3 people to get a $25 gift card to go and shop and buy some oils maybe you haven't tried, or to restock on oils you love over at Aromatics International. Now it's really easy and quick to become a member of our Natural Living Club. You get so many perks, like the free gift we talked about today. Again, only available to our Natural Living Club members. It is a wonderful community full of love and support. It's $24 for the year. And with that, you get this beautiful community. You also get a $20 gift card to go and shop at Aromatics International right away, as well as you're eligible for all of our free gifts that we do here and there right now it's been every week. We're really excited to keep that going. At the end of this month, we have a series, a 3-part series I'll tell you more about next week. We have a 3-part series where the first event in the 3 parts is going to be free. The next 2 of the 3-part series are just for our Natural Living Club members. And we're going to be getting into back to school routines, different strategies for just getting back into a fall routine. So I'll be announcing those, the dates for that mini series on our next event and popping them into the calendar. All right. Well, this has been just absolutely lovely. Those of you in our Natural Living Club, remember you can find everything you need for your PDF that pairs with these events in our classroom up here. You can also click into, for example, you can click into a course and you can go and actually watch the replay. You don't have to search on YouTube. You can watch the replay right there, and then you can find the PDF of recipes that pairs with that event. So I just wanted to make sure if you're a new member or you weren't aware of the classroom tab up here, that you can easily access the live event replays, as well as your free 2 classes when you join, where we gift you a Aromatherapy 101 course that's typically $49. So there's all kinds of fun things to explore in the classroom if you haven't done so yet. All right. That's it for today. This has been absolutely wonderful. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your afternoon, evening, wherever you're at in the world. If you're watching the replay, thank you so much, and we appreciate you, and we will see you next time. Bye for now.